Hello, welcome to Strange News. I'm your host, Stephanie Strange, and today we're going to be talking about a missing boy finally found thanks to Unsolved Mysteries. Then we're going to be doing a deep dive into which state is most likely to have you beamed up by aliens. Then we're going to be talking about the bizarre story of a Hollywood icon, Jayne Mansfield, who has a connection to Satanism. And lastly, we're going to be talking about Adele's ex-mansion drama, causing a meltdown in the local community. But before we get into today's topic, hi, I'm Stephanie, and I talk about the paranormal and strange. So, did you guys hear about the boy who was missing for 7 years and was finally found because of unsolved mysteries? It's a little wild. So this boy had gone missing in 2017 from his home in Atlanta. And it turns out that his mother was supposed to be in court for a custody hearing, but instead she took her son, Abdul Kahan, and vanished. And the reason why she had vanished is because the dad had been fighting for custody, and it seemed like he was going to win the ruling in favor. But of course, the mom was like, nope, not today. I'm going to take my son. And her and her new husband took off. And that was it for 7 years. And of course, people thought that the case had gone cold, that there was just no way they were going to find this poor boy. And so back in 2020, the U.S. Marshals tried to find him, but they were not able to do so. And then in 2022, Unsolved Mysteries did an episode about it, hoping that they would finally lead to something, some evidence, or where this boy was. And guess what? It actually worked. And you're probably wondering, well, wait a minute, how? After 7 years and all these attempts, how did they find the boy? Well, it turns out that a few weeks ago, the police in Colorado got a call about a couple breaking into a vacant house. And when they had shown up, they found that 2 kids were sitting in the car outside, and one of them was a missing boy. And of course, rightfully so, the stepdad and the mother were arrested 5 hours later and are now facing serious charges, kidnapping and identity theft. What's more about this story is that the sheriff said that there was no dry eyes in sight. Like, everybody was crying because the story had hit the news and the online platforms, that everybody knew about the story, and they were just sympathetic to the situation. They were all just crying, and they were relieved that he was finally found. But I can't help but wonder what this poor boy is going through, the trauma that he'll face, and I just hope that he gets the support and love going forward. All right, so to elevate the mood, literally and figuratively, we need to talk about a recent study analyzing data from the National UFO Reporting Center from 1974 to this present moment, 2025. And they found that California tops the list, and I will give out the rest here, so stick till the end. But it turns out that California tops the list when it comes to UFO encounters, saying that out of 149,000 reported sightings, over 36,000 happened to be in California, making it a hotspot for extraterrestrial activity. And if you are worried or intrigued, here's another little fun fact. 1 in every 1,075 Californians could find themselves getting a little bit too close to this intergalactic visitor. I mean, at this point, everything is chaotic right now, so come on, aliens, come on. And for the average American, the odds are about 1 in 1,834. Dun, dun, dun. But if you don't want to be visited by aliens and you rather take your chances moving somewhere else, consider moving to Louisiana, because that is the lowest likelihood of alien encounters. Instead, you'll probably find vampires. No, seriously, if you've heard of like the urban legends and stories regarding the vampire guy, you have to check it out, maybe for a different video. And you're trying to get all smart with me and say, oh, well, Area 51, Nevada, that might be the number 1 on the list. Stop right there, because it's actually not even the number 1 on the list. It's actually 10th in the ranks, which is surprising. Because it says here that the odds of witnessing something unexplained is 1 in 1,740. But anyways, here's a list of the top states, with number 1 being California, but Washington, Florida, Oregon, New York, Texas, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Colorado, and Nevada is number 10. Do you guys live in any of these states? Let me know. But moving on to states and elevation, we're going to talk about the otherworldly, maybe, or something beyond this realm. Because imagine if like a high profile celebrity like Kim Kardashian, I don't know, give me another name here, but if they started hanging out with a real life life cult leader, posting selfies with him, and rumors started flying that she was about to become a high priestess of the underworld. I mean, what would you think? Because that's basically what happened with Jayne Mansfield in the 1960s. But except for social media posts, she was all over the tabloid, and people were hyping up every move about this. And if you don't know who Jayne Mansfield is, let's go back to the time machine. She was an OG blonde bombshell, a major Smex symbol in the 50s and 60s, but she was known for the over-the-top pink mansion and the original Barbie dream house, if you will, and always making headlines. I mean, this house is so beautiful. I'm so sad that it's been bulldozed down. Anyways, but she was known for her scandalous romances, wardrobe malfunctions, and well, dabbling into Satanism. So in 1966, Mansfield met Anton LaVey, and he was the founder of the Church of Satan, basically the edgy Marilyn Manson of the occult world, if you will. The media went wild over their friendship, calling her the high priestess of Satanism. But was she actually a Satanist? No one really knows. So now here we are where it gets kind of creepy for some people. Now, Jayne was dating her divorce lawyer, Sam Brody, which to some was a red flag because like who dates their divorce attorney? I don't know. But LaVey hated Brody so much that allegedly he put a curse on him, warning that he would die in a car crash. And it wouldn't just be her boyfriend that had a series of tragic endings. Her 6-year-old son, would get mauled by a lion. Yes, a real lion. And Jayne Manson herself would deal with 6 car accidents up until the final fatal one in 1967, where she and Brody did die in a horrific car crash. People were convinced that Anton LaVey had cursed Sam Brody particularly. But look, this is where I'm going to dispel some things here, because as somebody who knows a lot about the occult and metaphysical stuff, I can tell you this is not really how curses work. The whole LaVey had cursed Brody and sealed their fate, well, that would actually be a hex. Now, here's a quick outline example of what are the differences. So, like a hex is a targeted spell meant to bring bad luck, misfortune, and inconveniences. And if you are in witch talk, you have probably seen some stuff. Now, a curse is a long-term or permanent spell designed to cause serious harm. And it's usually like the idea manifesting on somebody. Did LaVey actually do Sam Brody harm? If he really did perform a ritual against him, that is more likely a hex, not a curse, not a full-blown curse of doom. However, curses can be self-manifested too. So if like Sam Brody believed in that stuff, he might have been able to like manifest his own bad luck. I wouldn't say as far as like death, but again, you've probably seen some stuff on Witch Talk. I mean, I feel like the real magic in the story is fear of the unknown and believing of like everything bad is happening to you, so it will happen to you, and the power of suggestion. The other thing I would like to say too is, from my understanding, a quick simple search of Anton LaVey is that it's mostly promoting philosophy of individualism, self-assertion, and the rebelling against societal norms rather than traditional Christian concept of Satan as a literal being. It could just be that a lot of this hearsay is rooted in the fear of what Anti-LaVey stood for and what he helped launch and be known for. But I don't know. You let me know if you think there's anything else we're missing here. But speaking of missing things and missing the things in the past, perhaps, or things being forgotten, well, apparently Adele living in this old home has not been forgotten, because it turns out that Adele lived in this house 15 years ago, and it is now the center of some serious drama that is so ridiculous that at this point someone needs to call like ghost hunters or ghost adventures or some type of ghost group to come and just investigate on whether this house really is what people are saying it is. So back in 2012, Adele rented out this massive old convent that was turned into a mansion in West Sussex for 6 months before deciding that, nope, this is too creepy for me. Like, she actually had a bodyguard stay with her type of stuff, right? And I know people ran with it saying, oh my God, the house is haunted, blah, blah, blah. And so fast forward to now, the owner, Nicholas Sutton, has been trying and failing to sell this place for 14 years. And he's now blaming Adele for basically putting on this stigma to the property just because she said it gave her the creeps. And apparently buyers will not buy it because they're allegedly buying into the idea that it's creepy, that it's haunted, this and the third, right? And the thing is that locals are upset because they're like, well, wait a minute, it's not haunted, it's not creepy. Like, she never said it was haunted. You just need to remodel the home so that way it's actually going to be valued at a higher price, or the actual price that you're trying to list it for. Like, make the price match the quality of the home type of stuff, right? But anyways, instead of selling it now at this point, the current owner got the green light to basically separate this mansion into 3 separate homes, and the locals are not having it. Others are freaking out that if they turn this into like 3 separate homes, it's going to invite more people into the neighborhood, and they're going to be passing over this very fragile bridge that could collapse under the weight of all of these new people moving into the community, which again, just need to call in some investigators and also do some remodeling. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. So that is all I have for you guys today. Make sure that you do something nice, which is like, share, subscribe, and remember to stay strange.